أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. أحدث الله حضرة الوالدين مولى عبد القادر. بسم الله دام تغال غتار قومان دار قوماني والغاس الداغي تسلاح بابات هنات وتهنات مرحبا بك يا نجيب وضرر زرنخ زرنخ لا إله إلا الله أمر غرور الدنيت.
So my name is Sumia Eidilhaj. I was born in Morocco. I was born in a little village called Zawi Sidi Bled. It's in the south of Morocco. If you know Marrakesh, the south of Marrakesh is a city called Ouarzazate. I think I always remembered her when we would go to the village or there was a wedding. She would always kind of sing. But I think it was only when I was taking Professor Garcia's class that I was seeing myself writing about the village so much and wanting to preserve a culture. But I think when I was talking to her that the idea kind of was in my mind. I always wanted to do something for the Amazigh culture.
This is a poetry workshop, and it was already a fairly remarkable class. We had some really interesting students in there. The first day of class, they write right away, and then they read it. So right away, Sumia stood out, one, in terms of the imagery that was popping up from the very first day. You know, she already was hearkening back to the village. She already had a really rich imagery. And then she read it in class really beautifully. But you don't know where things are going to go from there. You know, you say, okay, that's somebody really has some resources, but let's see what happens. So I had her into my office fairly early on in the class, sort of saying, so what's the story with you and poetry? Because you seem like you know what you're doing. And she said, no, not really. You know, Sumia, that's how she'd be. Not really. But she was also really excited about it, but felt she was going a different direction. She wanted to do something practically for the Amazigh. So she was talking about political science. She was talking about law. She was talking about advocacy. And she was clearly very sincere about this, so I didn't dissuade her. I just thought, too bad, because it seems like you really have something here. And then sort of watched her for the rest of the semester, and we spoke a few times, and on the last day of class she told me that her grandmother was a poet, and that it was part of this oral culture. And so then I said to her, have you thought about getting this down and preserving it? Wouldn't that also be a way of advocating for the Amazigh? And I think that's when those two areas of her life came together and the project started to happen. It was sort of under our noses the whole time, but we just had never put it together.
أصرت لا يبين لوين كيوان أشيني غيطني تزين